Yo, what's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you a really cool trick using the drum rack and the sampler. First thing you want to do is load the drum rack in there. These other tracks you can delete. I'm not going to use those. So um, just to kind of get a little background beat, I'm going to load a kick and a snare. And then we're going to show you a really cool trick with the hi-hats and a sampler. So just load up a kick right here. And we'll pick... we'll pick any snare there. And then let's go ahead and just draw in a basic little pattern so that we can have a background there. Alright. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a hi-hat onto the drum rack. Normally, you know, most people just get one hi-hat. They'll throw it in there. They'll draw a few notes for it. Just drawing a few notes here. And kind of give it a straight feel like this. You know, and then you can go around in there, mess with the velocity, add some swing to it, mess with the notes a little bit there. But, you know, that one hat sound usually, after hearing it so many times, you know, it starts to get annoying. So, you know, a real drummer, when they play the drum kit and the hi-hat, you know, everything, all the pieces, they're doing it with lots of dynamics, playing some stuff harder, some stuff softer. You know, got to play with feel. So one little cool trick that you can do with the hats here to give it a different feel is, instead of just loading one hi-hat there, you can actually just load the sampler into that pad right here, and then put a bunch of hi-hats in here, and then just kind of trigger through all of them. So let's load up some hi-hats. I'm going to click this zone window so we can do a bunch of samples. And let's go ahead and go back to our drum menu, hi-hats there, and we'll just pick a few cool sounds just to kind of throw them there in line. Kind of looking for more clicky stuff. There we go. These are kind of good. Just kind of select a bunch there just by hitting shift and then clicking. And we'll just load a bunch. Those are kind of cool too. Just throw some of those in there randomly. And then here's the cool part. Right here, you just hit select, and then you can right click anywhere on the blue and hit distribute ranges evenly. You'll notice that they all have their own little area now, and anytime this little blue bar hovers over that note, you're going to hear that hat instead. So if I play the beat, alright, so now we got a bunch of different hats, a bunch of different feels. Next thing you want to do is go to your Max for Live window, and there's this cool little LFO tool that they provide us with. And I'm going to put it right here on the hi-hat pad. That way it only pops up when you click on the hi-hat. So this LFO tool lets you map any parameter to it. I'm going to go ahead and map this chain selector thing here to the LFO, and you'll notice it's starting to move. You can adjust the rate right here. You can also set it to 16th notes, quarter notes, by putting it in sync mode there. For this, if you're doing drums, that kind of stuff, definitely it's a little better to keep it in sync mode. Sometimes it gets a little bit too crazy if you leave it in frequency mode like that. So I'm just going to kind of leave it in sync mode, but you'll notice it doesn't play. You don't see anything happening like you do with the frequency, because if you leave it in sync mode, you have to press play for it to get any feedback. So there it is. Alright. And now you see we get like a different sound there, get a bunch of different variations of the hats there. You also have this menu here, which you get a bunch of different shapes for the LFO. You can go up or down, triangle, square wave, random. Random's really fun, especially if you set it fast. Jitter it right there. You know, get some really cool sounds there. Sometimes it can be too crazy, but I think I liked it with the sine wave, like around 12 or so there. Alright. You know, and then just to kind of like smooth it out a little bit, you can add some reverb to the hats there. Just throw the reverb on that pad there and kill the wet to dry ratio there. So that's a really cool trick there. You can apply it to a lot of different things too. It doesn't have to be just with hi-hats. You know, you could do, you know, shakers, you can do bongos, I mean, percussion, all kinds of stuff if you want to get that really like IDM kind of glitched sound. You know, so that's kind of I want to show you kind of like a practical use of how to use that trick. For this next portion, I'm going to kind of show you a more experimental way of how to use it. So that's it for the drum. I mean, I guess I can leave that playing in the background. It could fit for a backing for what I'm about to do, so that's kind of cool. So we'll keep this track here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just load another sampler here, just the sampler by itself, not the drum rack thing. This is just going to be the sampler by itself. And here I'm going to do kind of something a little bit more experimental. So once again, we're going to load some samples. Ableton provides you with a bunch of cool ones anyways. You get a bunch of ones here, especially if you get, you know, sweet, so like 50 gigs or so of different content, different clips and samples, but lots of cool stuff to mess with here. So I'm just going to kind of make sure that little button is clicked so you can hear it. So those are kind of cool because they're really like glitched out, kind of weird sounds, you know, like that's cool right there.
I feel.
All right, yeah, like sounds like that are pretty cool. A little percussive kind of, you know, that bass was cool, like a little wobble. And yeah, just kind of like load up some random stuff here. I usually, you know, you can use this trick for days. This is one of my favorite tricks if like you're going through a little phase of writer's block. This is a really cool trick to use, you know, to kind of stop it and help you get your creative juices up again.
Are in the Dale. Our magic in your.
There's some weird ones there. But yeah, let's load a few of these here. Just you know, whatever. It's all good. All right, cool. Now let's do the same trick here with the selector. Just go ahead and click select and then highlight over the blue area. Right click over the blue area and distribute ranges evenly. And let's get the LFO tool again. It's going to be in Max for Live. LFO, there it is. And let's map it again. Let's see what this comes up with. Obviously I don't got any notes yet, so I'm going to have to play something here. I'm going to just click in some random notes just wherever. See what we get. Yeah. Something like that. Kind of throw some up and down here. And obviously all these samples are kind of pitched at their own you know, frequency. So if I hit a D over here on the clip, it's not necessarily going to mean it's going to be a D with the sample. So that's why I'm just kind of randomly placing them wherever. But yeah, so let's double click here to get back to where we were on this menu and see what it sounds like. There you go. See, you'll notice that the drum rack is playing too. So let me mute that so we can hear just this part. Alright, that's kind of weird, but when you play them both together, that was cool. Alright, that's cool. But yeah, so let's kind of mess with this rate here. Maybe we put this one in sync mode too and see what we do there. It's kind of cool. Alright. I get some really cool like IDM kind of glitch kind of sounds. They're obviously, I'm just messing around here. I'm not really doing anything too serious, but this trick in particularly I wanted to really highlight, so so anybody that watches can kind of get into it, because like I said, this has saved me so many times from writer's block spell. Like you'll be sitting at home like not knowing what to do, and sometimes you just gotta mess with stuff. So this trick is kind of cool. You just upload the sampler and find some cool little sounds that you like already, and load them all in there and mangle with them all at once. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it's been a while since we did some tutorials. Been kind of busy with the release of the Refractal album. Available at refractal.com in case you guys are interested. We showcase this trick a lot within the album. If you want to kind of hear it in application, lots of we use it a lot on the hats in particularly. So that's kind of a little bit of revealing of what we do there. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Check out the new album Cabal. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos.